As a lawyer, your goal is to win by beating somebody else up. In nature photography, we don't have any grudges. We don't have an axe to grind. Flowers and birds don't call me disgusting names. My name is Richard Turner, and I'm a nature photographer. When I was 5 years old, my parents put me on a soapbox and said, "You're going to be a lawyer someday." And I went to Bolt Hall at the University of California, Berkeley, and passed the bar. I worked for the Attorney General's office for 6 years as a prosecutor. Then out of the sky came this offer to be Reagan's lawyer. I told him, "I didn't vote for you." And he said, "I'm not hiring you to be a political guy, you're my lawyer, now get to work." I was a lawyer for 42 years. I used to wake up with the notion of who's going to beat me up today? Who am I going to beat up? Whose life can I ruin on behalf of my clients? One morning I woke up and told my wife I'll be back in a month. I got in my car and drove east. I ended up in Montana, and I was sitting by this stream one day, and I found peace sitting there looking across this beautiful meadow. I just had this voice that said to me, "There's something going on out there and you're missing it." So I made the decision right then and there I was going to leave law practice. I just wanted to do something different with my life. It ended up being photography. I took some pictures with a consumer camera. I didn't know anything about photography. I just point, shoot, click the button. And I brought them back to a really good friend of mine. And he said, "Richard, these pictures are terrible. You've got little moose, big pond." He says, "What you need is big moose, little pond." So that was my first lesson in composition. And that just triggered me for some reason. I just decided, hey, I'm going to learn how to do this. Almost every photo that you see in this house I took. Sometimes I put stories next to my photos so that people can understand why I took the picture, where I was, what was going on when I took the picture. In fact, that was the genesis of my book. This is my book. I can't always see my path, but I keep on walking. It's a collaboration of my images and my poetry. And people really like the book. I have hundreds of testimonials from people who've been affected positively by the book, so it's been just a wonderful experience for me. After a year or so of doing photography, I decided I would put some of it on greeting cards because that just sounded like a good way to share my work. As of yesterday, I have sold 54,283 greeting cards, all of which I have made myself. Putting the work into a new skill can be threatening because you're not sure how it's going to work out. You don't want to have wasted your time. I practiced law for 40 years and never used a computer. For me now to use a computer in my photography work is pretty challenging, but I'm doing it and I'm learning it. People say, "Oh, you're almost 80 and you're going around doing all this photography stuff." Well, yeah, I don't feel any different at 80 than I felt when I was 20. I think being older is great. I'm having fun. And every day is a new adventure. And you never know what's going to happen.